Good morning, everyone. Hope you are able to hear my voice, right? Let's get started. So, first of all, thanks for joining. And as a part of Data Analytics Group, which has been organized this event, Power BI workshop. So, what we will do in the sense, like in a 1.5 hour, we are going to discuss about what is a Power BI and what are the components that are available in it. And also we are going to discuss a challenge related, a kind of a case studies. So in real time, how we are going to work on the real world examples, like maybe if you are getting some data, how we are going to do the data extractions, what type of data cleansing operations we are going to perform. These activities we are going to do today. So maybe if you already installed this application Power BI, so you can start parallelly along with me. If not, I'm going to share you how to do the data, download of this application Power BI, and we will get started together. Before moving on to the agenda and the part of it, Power BI, I'll just try to give a intro about myself. I'm Rajendra Ongole. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP and also super user at community platforms. And I'm having totally 14 years of experience working with Microsoft Tech Stack, like started with SSIS and moved on to the Power BI and currently the Microsoft Fabric, which I'm thoroughly working on different projects. I'm a BI lead at Robert Bosch, Hyderabad. I'm also one of the organizer at Delegate Community. And if you want to get in touch with me, right hand side, you can see my social networking sites like a LinkedIn and Twitter and Data Analytic Group, which is I'm also part of one of the co-organizer on this Data Analytic Group. You can reach out to me there if you have any queries or concerns related to data analytics related topic. Fine. As I said, agenda, what is a Power BI? I mean, maybe whoever not aware and maybe interested to move on to this data analytics platform, this is the right way, right platform where we can try to get it learn together and we can try to build a nice reporting or else business insights. So BI ecosystem, what type of an components or functionalities that are available in Power BI, and also we are going to discuss key blocks and once we can get started with the Power BI and what are the data sources we are going to get connect to this using this Power BI desktop application along with, as I said, global market capitals example. Maybe you like it, that particular scenario, how we are going to get it extract the data via global market capital from a website. Fine. I just try to give a very simple. So what is a Power BI desktop? It's not a big deal to understand. So if you're observing Power BI desktop, it's a component from, it's one of the product from Microsoft company. And what we will do is by using this Power BI desktop means we will try to collect the data, and the data in the sense maybe the data will be in the form of a structured, unstructured, the metric informations. We will try to import it, which will be get stored in the form of an Excel file, different sources like SQL databases and so on. And completely, it's a free application we can install on our own in our local machines too, in our local computers. And we can connect the data sets. And if the data is not in a proper structure, we will do the data cleansing operations. And finally, we will try to do the data visualization analysis. So these are the simple activities, simple steps, which we're going to perform by using Power BI. In a detailed manner, in the step-by-step, which I have provided in the down part, we will collect the data. The data should be any type. Okay. Maybe the organization, if you can start working with some organizations, they will capture the data in some specific formats, dedicated formats as per their conditions. Like maybe the data is going to resides in a cloud-based environment. Maybe the data will be get resides in the form of flat files, file source systems like Excel files. Maybe the data will be get resides in something like on-premises storage source systems like SQL Server databases. So main motto here by using this application, we have to get connect to the data. We will import it by using this particular application, desktop, Power BI desktop application. After that, what we will do, if my data is fully structured, organized manner, then we can try to perform the data cleanup activities. Then we will do the cleanup. After cleanup activities, we can start building some visualizations like a charts, graphs, these kind of representation part. We are going to use different custom visualizations. Fine. So as a developer, I can do these activities. Then what is the next? What we will do? We can create a report, a bulk of multiple visuals we are going to consider as a report development. And we can start sharing these reports via Power BI services. That means here, once you can start taking the path of BI environment with Power BI, you are going to work with the two different environments. Power BI Desktop is a static and Power BI services is an cloud-based environment. So most of your development activities you are going to do at Power BI Desktop level. Once the development stuff, which I have mentioned in the users part, connecting the data, transforming and creating the visualizations, we can start sharing those reports to the Power BI services. For the global users, we just try to give the numbers and the charts in the form of a representation, visual representation, not the logics or not the types of visuals we are going to share to the customer. So that what they will do by using this analysis, they can try to take their business decisions. The business users, instead of analyzing the data in the form of a tabular view, we are going to give a metrics in the form of charts, like a graphs, card visuals, and so on. Multiple visuals are there. Once we will move on to the visualizations part, we will discuss that too. So different tabs we are going to do it by using Power BI Desktop to analyze the data and to take their profitable decisions. Fine. I hope you understand it. Power BI part is completely low code platform. We are not going to work on a big kind of a programming or something. If you want to get started with Power BI, is your data analysis, you are interested in data analytics side, you can start with this desktop, Power BI Desktop. We can play around it. Fine. What about the ecosystem? What are the ways? What are the key features that we are going to have once we will get started with Power BI? If you're observing in my previous definition itself, it's a free application we can install on our Windows PC, not on iOS machines. It will not work on Apple devices. If your OS is an iOS, it will not work out. Maybe if you are using iOS, you have to use something like virtual machines, Windows virtual machines to get install this application. And we can connect the data, transform it as usual. And if you're connecting with multiple tables, multiple sheets, multiple files, you're going to build the data model. And finally, we are going to create data visualizations. So most of our development work, we are going to do it at Power BI desktop level itself. Most of, even the real-time person like me, we will do it most of our day-to-day activities at Power BI desktop. We are going to spend most of our time at there. To understand the logic. If my data is not in proper way, we will try to do the data cleansing operations. If my model is not good, we will try to change the model activities. And as per the business users requirement, we can try to keep changing the visuals representations to a better understanding part. Once the development has been done, as I said, another ecosystem is Power BI services, which is a SaaS-based software as a services, cloud-based ecosystem. You can get it open via web browser app.powerbi.com. And we can, once the report done, we are going to publish this report from Power BI desktop to services. And from there, what activities we will do it at Power BI services. We can start sharing the dashboards, scheduling the data refreshes like day-to-day basis. One example, if you're connecting from one of the file today, you prepared a report in Power BI desktop. You have published it into the cloud-based environment that is Power BI services. You have to automate it. So we are going to use a scheduler. So gateway managements. With the help of data gateway managements, we are going to schedule the backend data set and get the latest numbers or metrics and start collaborating within the organization or external outside of the organizations too. Maybe if you're building the reports to some other companies. So that is another ecosystem that is Power BI services. Sometimes the business user, they can try to view the report via mobile devices, which will be get support on iOS and Android devices, even Windows still using Windows mobile applications. They can try to view your report, interact with your report. They can start checking the numbers and so on. They can try to take their business decisions. So ideally for the business managers, they can try to move from one place to the another place. They can try to see their insights, business insights. At the time, they can try to view their number, I mean like visual representation via mobile phones. So it will be get support with Power BI mobiles as well. So these are the three ecosystem wise we can try to play around it. So we can try to design the Power BI template or layout in the form of mobile view as well. I can showcase to you once the Power BI desktop application I will get open it. Fine. If you're observing back end, there should be some components. So once we will get start with Power BI, so where the data will be get stored, how we are going to get collect the information. So there are some important components which we'll try to work on day-to-day basis. Like example, as I mentioned, dataset. Without dataset, we cannot able to prepare any report. That dataset should be in the form of Excel files, databases, even the websites. Today, as a part of workshop challenge, we are going to work and we are going to connect with one of the website. And we can perform the data cleanup activities and we will perform the data transformations inside this, whatever the data we are trying to import into your Power BI. Data flows. So it is also one of the component. What it is a meaning here? So the data cleanup activities which we are going to perform, if my data is not organized well, sometimes we will try to do these activities at cloud-based environment, that is Power BI services too. So it's a way of preparing the data and cleanse the data at Power BI online query editor, which is we are calling it as a data flow. Maybe if time permits, I will showcase to you one of the data flow, how it looks like. And coming to the report, main agenda of using this Power BI is report development. We can create different charts, diagrams, and kind of a slice and dicing. Using some slicer charts, we are going to prepare via reports only, report development part, which is then completely interactive from one visual to the another visualizations. So where we can start analyze the data, how it looks like, and we'll try to represent the data in the form of some charts, graphs, so that those charts and metrics we can share it with the customers, end users, business users. Fine. Then what is the dashboard then? So there's a is an differentiation is there between the report and a dashboard. Reports you're going to prepare in Power BI desktop with multiple pages by taking the reference of one or two data sets. Dashboard is something, it is a single page summary. Maybe on the multiple pages, if I'm preparing a report, I want to club all multiple page visuals into one single page. That one we are going to call it as a dashboard preparation. Sometimes from the business users, we will get a request to pull the multiple metrics from different pages to one single page. That one we are going to call it as a dashboard preparation. So dashboards regularly we will do it at Power BI services only, not in Power BI desktop. So we will get a requirement from the business like try to prepare a dashboard for me. That means we are not going to prepare a dashboard directly from the customer side, whatever they said. We can start working with the data set. We can do the data cleansing operations. And also if you're working with multiple tables, you can do the data modeling activities. And then only you're going to prepare a report. It's not directly a dashboard preparation. So we have to, there's a perception like, so dashboard means first we need to do these activities, data analysis, after that data cleansing operations, modeling, and then report preparation. Once it's done, once completed, report development, then we can prepare a dashboard at Power BI services only, which is nothing but cloud-based environment to monitor, as I mentioned there, key metric at a single glance in one single view instead of navigating via multiple pages. There is one more component if you're observing workspaces where this dash dataset or reports will be get stored. So it's going to store in the workspace. Workspace is nothing but a repository. So where we can try to store our data at cloud-based environment. So in cloud, Azure cloud-based environment, to store our report as well as a data set, we are going to create a workspace, a dedicated workspace, and then we're going to publish this report under the dedicated workspaces only. And from there, we can prepare the dashboard, or even we can try to alert mechanism also, we can trigger it. So that's what I have mentioned. So these are the very basic, but very, very important on day-to-day activities. So what is a workspace? How we are going to get create a workspace? So what is a data set? How we are going to get it, analyze the data set? So report in the sense, as I mentioned, it's a collection of visuals by taking the reference of backend data set. Without data set, there is no report. And coming to the dashboard, you are going to prepare a dashboard at cloud-based environment by taking the reference of created report only. That's what the meaning here. Each and every component has a link between one to another. Fine. Let's move on to the another slide. So see here, so I have mentioned few source systems like file-based source system, online source system. What is the priority? What is the connecting ways of data sources via Power BI? It's not restricted with 1 to 3 or 1 to 5 data sources I can able to pull it. We can extract more than 100 plus data source system. By example, I just mentioned few of the data source which we will use it on regular basis. Regular basis as the project to project depends. We can connect multiple, more than 100 plus data source systems. We can pull it and we can extract that information into your Power BI desktop. So example, file-based source system. Maybe if you're connecting via online services like SharePoint list or folder, we can try to use SharePoint or a Google Analytics cloud or based environment. Maybe if my data source resides on on-premises SQL database, I can connect via SQL Server or MySQL, PostgreSQL by passing a dedicated authentication and server details. We have to get imported via different ways as per the project to the project. So as a reference, I just mentioned 1 to 3 source systems here, but in Power BI, we can get it extract more than 100 plus data source systems. I will showcase to you once it will be get started. So let's try to work on the hands-on as a part of time permits too. So what I will do in the sense, I will showcase to you, maybe if you are not installed this Power BI desktop, I'm going to give the links to you how to get it installed. Just try to use this one. Okay, it's free to install it on your own in the Windows machine. There are two ways if you want to get install this Microsoft Power BI desktop. First one is maybe if you are working with Windows 11 or 10, it will be get support from there. Windows OS. We can just try to search via Microsoft Store, Microsoft Power BI desktop. You can get it installed on your own. It's a simple. Just try to search via stores, open it, and here search it Power BI desktop. You can install it. This is one way of installing this Microsoft Power BI desktop application. Another way, this is an store wise, Microsoft store wise, just like an app. Maybe if there is any update automatically, if there is any new changes on this app, automatically it will incorporate the new changes and new features too. There is an advantage of using Microsoft Store Power BI desktop application installation. Another way, another way of installing this Microsoft Power BI desktop. Let me showcase to you. Another way is an manual one. So we have to get connect to the browser, www. We have to navigate to the Microsoft website and the product related. And here we have to get it download this Microsoft Power BI desktop. I just want to give a few more information about this. This product has been launched in 2015, June 28. I mean approximate month I'm giving. 28 2015. Within a short period of time, this product has been reached like an leader in the magic quadrant, Gartner's magic quadrant. So what is this Gartner's magic quadrant means? They can try to do, Gartner is a market research based company. They can try to do the analysis on each and every segment, on each and every industry based their products and their own terms, which one is leading the market and so on. For the integration part and for BI ecosystem part like Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense, SysSense is there. So this product has been reached leader on the quadrant part. Even 2025 as well, current year. Every year they will release the Gartner's company, who is the leader, what is the based on the industry usage part. This product again named it as a leader in quadrant, magic quadrant. Fine. It's just additional information to you. So here you have to navigate to the website and the product Microsoft Power BI Desktop. If you can see down monthly basis, as I said, few days back, 2 days back, few more information, few more preview features has been added from Microsoft Power BI from the team, CAT team. So it is not a static application. It's a monthly basis. We need to update it. Sometimes as a developer, we need to know what are the new features that has been emerged in this product, Microsoft Power BI, if you're working on it. So to get to know, just try to check or make sure that you are following the community guidelines, community paths, Microsoft community, so that we will get to know what are the latest updates from this product. So here we can try to download it. Click on this download. So there are two ways based on the system configurations. 32-bit is the first one, 64-bit. As per your system configuration, try to download it. So most of the systems will follow with 64-bit. Try to download 64-bit. Let me provide the link here in the chat box so that it is easy for you. Easy to download. Once you can click on this download, exe file will be get downloaded. Exe file. Once you can double click on the exe file, the software will be get installed on your missions. So it looks in this way, the Power BI desktop application. Once you installed it, the icon should be look in this way, Power BI desktop. Okay, so make sure that you are going to use it as a shortcut and provide it in the desktop level. Just try to choose the language preferences, English, and then we can start working on this product. So fine, please try to download it. And in the meantime, I'll just try to explain few of the important areas that are available in Power BI Desktop. Once you install this Power BI Desktop locally on your missions, you can open this Power BI Desktop. It looks in this way. Untitled Power BI Desktop, it is a front-end view. Once you can open it in the left-hand side, open files, options and settings. In the center, you can see start working on the Power BI. So you have to get open the blank report. Click on this blank report. This is the front-end view. So most, as I said, you are going to do 90% of development activities here itself, Power BI Desktop itself. I'm going to tell you the sequence order. What are the activities we are going to do it in Power BI Desktop? First one is we are going to extract the data by using this Power BI Desktop. Here, if you're observing the get data part, by using these options, as I mentioned, few of the source systems I have provided, but more than 100 plus data sources, we can extract it via Power BI Desktop. So these are all the data source systems. So as per the business requirement, as per the working conditions, which we are going to work on the projects part, we are going to pull that information into this application, Power BI Desktop. These are all the data source systems. So example, you have opened it, right? Maybe my project related to the on-premises SQL Server database. I want to connect SQL Server. So what we will do? You'll just try to search here SQL Server database, provide the server details and authentication method. So whether you're using Windows authentication or organizational based authentication, try to provide the server details properly so that we can import the required tables into this Power BI Desktop application. So few of the source systems in the center, they're providing to play around it, like import from data from via Excel, SQL Server, which I had just showcased to you. You can try to paste data in the form of a blank tables. And to play around it, to get it familiar, they're providing, well, installing this application itself, a sample data file, financial sample. You can also work with this financial sample too. So as I mentioned, financial sample data set, while installing this application, it will be get added into the C drive. You can play with this data set as well. In the left hand side, you can see the file type is Excel files. And this is my sheet one, financial. You can see the right hand side, the data view, how it looks like. Okay, fine. Important areas that we need to remember. As I mentioned, getting the data here, that is the first activity. Next activity is if your data is not in a well structure, it's not organized properly, then we have to perform data cleansing operations. By using some inbuilt transformations, we can try to make our data in a proper shape, in a form of a tablet shape. So internally within Power BI Desktop, we have one more inbuilt layer named called Power Query Editor. You can see here, once I selected the transform data, it's open another window that is Power Query Editor. So here we can try to perform some transformations to make our data in a right shape. So internal layer it is. Within the Power BI Desktop, I just open one more window named called Power Query Editor. So here also we can perform the data extractions too. Like a new source, we can pull the new tables, new source systems, and we can perform the data cleanup operations, and we can load it onto the Power BI Desktop. Okay. This is one layer. Once the data extraction has been done, Power Query Editor, you are going to perform the data cleanup operations. That is the second activity. Next activity is once your data is fully cleansed and it is well organized, then we can start working on the data modeling activities. So here on the left hand side, if you're observing, currently this is the report view where we are going to build the visualizations in this particular canvas here in the center. And next view, we are going to call it as a table view. The data, once extracted, you can try to view the table information or data information here on this table view. Currently, I haven't extracted any info. And the last view or last tab, we are going to call it as a model view. So model view, what is the use of this model view is? So maybe if you're connecting with multiple tables, if you're extracting different tables from different databases, we are going to build some common connections between one table to the another table. We have to identify a primary and foreign key kind of a relationships between one table to the another table to bring a right visualizations onto the reporting part. These activities we are going to perform at data modeling view, model view. In simple way, we can say it as a model view or model tab. So this is one of the important left hand side. These are the three key areas: report view, table view, model view. So what about these two views? DAX query view is a new feature which has been launched from Microsoft. So you can start writing the business functions too. You can work on the business DAX related functions. Maybe I want to see some calculations, business calculations. You can write it here to test the data and we can see the result. And also we can write the formulas, business formulas to see some advanced AI based or advanced insights. And the last one is a TMDL view for data, semantic model analysis. So there's a new feature, which is still a preview feature. So mostly we will not use it later. Like advanced activities part, we are going to use TMDL script or semantic model analysis with the help of TMDL. So currently we are not going to discuss about TMDL. Regular usage part, these are the three views which we are going to use it: report, table view, model view. And for the DAX related queries, we are going to use DAX query view. Writing the queries or checking the table information and the result we can view is DAX query view. Fine. These are the left hand side, very important key areas. Down, if your comes under the down part, if you're observing my cursor, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and so on, we can create multiple pages as per the business requirement, as per the page creations wise, number of visuals. Like this, just like an Excel. Like in Excel, we can create sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and so on. In Power BI, we are going to create pages. And coming to the right hand side, if you're observing, by default, filter field will be collapsed and we can see the hidden one. So maybe if you want to filter the data based on some categories, based on some numbers, we can use this filter conditions, filter pane. And visualizations, the main agenda of using this application is visual building. More than 100 plus visuals, it will be get supported. By default, here you are observing few visual, 30 plus visualizations only, like a bar chart, donut chart, pie chart, map visualization, some advanced AI-based charts like decomposition tree, key influencer are available. You can see it here or in the above part also. here also in the ribbon area part, home ribbon. So this is the build pane, and coming to the complete right hand side in the vertically data pane. So once you extracted the data, you can see the data information here, the connected table here. And if you want to do the data visualizations with the help of build pane, we can select the visuals and it will be get added to the visuals in the center. And maybe I want to do some format like a background color change or some beautification. I want to perform some beautification. I can try to view this format pane. So small painter option is there. So we can use this format pane for, as I said, right? So background color analysis and so on. We can do it by using this format pane. So here you can see this format pane with the background color. Currently it is a white background. Maybe you can change it to some other backgrounds too, like this. Okay. Fine. These are the very important key areas where we need to remember. And coming to the above part, I'm explaining from the left hand side to the down, and coming to the right side, I'm coming to the above. So this is, we are going to call it as a ribbon where we can see different components and functionalities. So in the home tab, we can see multiple options to get it extract the data and perform the data query operations, that is data cleansing operations, and selecting the different type of visualizations and sensitivity labels. Maybe what is the sensitivity in the sense, maybe if you're working with very confidential data, it will be get open as per the user confidentiality, or maybe it is general data, we can configure the sensitivity modes here on the right hand side. Copilot is still I mean, like it's related to some license here, so we cannot able to get it for just a normal licensing part. Maybe if time permits, next, I mean, like next webinar, we are going to discuss about license as well. Fine. And these are the above ribbon where we can see the repetition of icons. So in home tab, you can see the visual tab. Insert tab also, we can observe some of the repetition of visual tabs and advanced visuals. And modeling tab, we can see some DAX related functionalities like new measures, quick measures here. New measures, quick measures, new tables. These are all related to some advanced calculations like business calculations where we are going to make use of DAX functions or DAX logics. Fine. These are the important key areas which we have to work on day-to-day basis once we can get start any of the project. Fine. Coming to the challenge. So what is this challenge comes around? So say here is a general example. Assume that you got a requirement from the business to extract data from a website on their internal website, but we, as a part of learning part, I'm going to showcase to you a general website which is a market capital. Anybody access this data set? Maybe you can see here companiesmarketcap.com. I'll just try to provide a link for your references part. Just try it at your end, okay? Once you'll get some time. Try it at your end. It's a general website. So what it is listing? So if you're observing Indian market capitals and their Indian companies, maybe as per your location, just try to check here. Uh, Let me open it. Ranking by countries. Maybe if you're located in US or some other countries, just try to check what is the market capitals and their market price, and based on the P ratios, revenue and the employee based also, we can try to cross check. So currently, as if you're observing, maybe if you can try to change the country to India, okay, Indian market capital. Total number of companies has been listed 588 as per this particular website. And total number of companies, if you are observing, 10,417, and their total market capital, $112.9 trillion. This is our Indian market capital. So we need to extract the data from this particular website, Indian market capital. Maybe you can try, as I said, other countries too, or complete global total number of companies, that is comes around 10,415. Okay, we can extract it. So the query, the issue here, general example, as I said, in this particular page, the current page which you are currently observing, it has been listed with 100 companies only, and in between some ads are also there. See here, it has been listed with 100 companies. That means if I can change to the next 100, from 101 to 200 records companies will be projected. You can see the next 100 companies. Likewise, if you're observing next 100, next 100 companies. That means from third page, you can see from 201 to 300 next 100 companies. Fine. I want to extract all 588 list of companies into my Power BI as one single table. Let's see how we are going to extract it. Let's observe it, how we are going to pull this information. Fine, let's try to copy this link, Control C. How we are going to extract this website? As I said, we can extract more than 100 plus. In that, one of the web source system, we are going to make use of it. Website data extraction. See here, once you can open this get data website, click on this website, we have to get import this data, which is an backend. Our source system is a web page. Copy this and paste the URL link here. Select OK. It will take some time as per the network speed and bandwidth to get open this navigator window. So as I said, it's on website extraction, right? You can see the HTML tables and few more suggested or recommended tables. You can see here automatically. Once it will be get display the navigator window, HTML tables, table 1, table 2, automatically that it is detecting some tables and also some recommended or suggested tables too. As per our observation, table 1, which is holding with right data. You can see here on the right hand side, column 1, some ads, column 2 should be something like a rank and name of it, name of the company, market capital. Currently I'm using market capital. Price of this in the form of a dollar, today's value, and some maybe this column we can not require, we are going to remove it. And complete right hand side, this is the country base. Currently I'm using India, right? Fine, this data, make sure that this data is very good, which we are going to extract for first extraction. Let's try to select it. You have to select it. The first table we need to get it selected. And if maybe if you want to cross verify table 2, it's a completely one record. You can see this is just a column header. This is not the right information. So as a part of HTML table, table 1 is giving some valid data, which I'm looking for. What we will do, let's try to load it. Okay, first try to load it. Click on the load. That means you are trying to load that particular table 1 into your Power BI desktop application. It's loading. Just maybe at your end, just try to connect to the Power BI desktop first and try to extract the data. The link has been provided in the chart. Try to pull the information. So currently I'm using the Indian market capital companies. You can see here, Indian largest companies. Just try to check your end. Try to select some other countries and try to import some other countries market capital. You can see Spanish, Spain companies 1 or 2. Just try it. Okay, simple. Okay. It will take some time. As I said, we'll wait. Any queries, let me know so that I can help you to make sure that you can post it in the chat box so that it will be helpful. And if you have any queries, just try to unmute yourself or just raise your hand digitally so that I can unmute and maybe I can check. Just try it at your end as well. So we'll see. Not sure why it is taking much time. Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just try to cancel it and try to re-extract. Not sure why it is taking much time. I will use small data sets like Spanish or something. Yep. We'll see if it is taking much time, we'll do it. I just given an access to unmute and you can also speak. Let's see the data here. Right hand side, it just imported. You can see here the table one with, is this not properly aligned? You can see this column one, column two, column three, column headers has been gone. On this records, if you're observing, maybe this is a third page, page three. And column one, it's completely a blank. So this is not a right way of analysis. So we need to remove some unwanted columns too. We need to provide some alignments as well. And also this is not a complete data set which you are observing. On India, we can see a total number of records with 500, right? Number of companies with 588, total number of companies, but we are able to extract only 100. This is not the right data. It's fine. How we are going to pull all 588 number of records, right? And also this complete alignment is not correct. The column headers is gone. And column one is itself is not required along with column 7. So we have to clean up this data first. So how we are going to do it? So as I mentioned, these activities we are going to perform at Power Query editor level. So how we are going to navigate it? So from this transform data, we can navigate to the transform data here. It will be get open another layer or another window, that is Power Query editor. So here we are going to perform those activities, data transformation activities. First, here also some important key areas that we need to keep in mind. Left hand side, we are going to call it as a queries, the extracted tables. Queries are tables. In center, you are currently observing the data with 100 records and data validity and profiling part, statistics, first top 1000 rows or records. And coming to the right hand side, you are observing data transformation activities. So how the data extracted. These are all the steps. We can also view it. You can just try to use this settings or gear icon to check the how the data looks like. Okay. So these are the data transformation steps. First three data transformation steps after data extractions. And above, if you're observing this particular formula bar, this is nothing but M functions, M queries, or M language also we can call it. Automatically, some of the M functions will be get defined, predefined functions are there. We can make use of those M functions. And for the data cleanup activities part, we have to identify the right transformations by using important tabs, that is home tab, transform tab. Maybe if we want to add any new column, we can use add column tab as well. Fine. First, this particular table one, I need to perform some activities. That is, I need to make sure that proper column headers, unwanted column should be removed. And this data set currently we have 103, but we are expecting the total number of records 588. So how we are going to pull the remaining records into one single table? So again, if you're observing the close and apply, we have only one table, table one, with 103 records without properly structure. This particular table information, we need to give it as a properly organized, and total number of records should be something around 588. Let's try to do it at Power Query Editor. These are all comes at Power Query Editor level stuff. We had to do it here. Fine. What we will do in this sense is a basic check. If you're observing, this column is not required. Column 1, right click, we can delete it. Unwanted columns. So whatever the transformations you are performing, the steps will be get recorded here on the applied steps part. Please observe. Let me do it one more step. Column 7 is not required. Let's try to remove this unwanted column. So that means two columns has been removed, column 1 and column 7. So the steps, so maybe after some time, right? Maybe if the data is flowing on column 1 or column 7, we can remove these transformations to get added the new data. Fine. The column headers are not properly aligned. Let's try to promote and give it as a proper column header. No need to do it, double click or rename it. We have an inbuilt transformation for that. We need to identify. Click on this home tab, try to use first row as a header. We need to identify, that's what I'm saying. So we have to identify the right transformations, and automatically the backend M functions will be get read your all the columns, and it will try to promote your column header. So once that column header has been promoted, next transformation is automatic data type check. So this looks like a proper way of information. Please observe here. If you can try to close and apply, you can see the table one with proper column header with required tabular data with well organized data of 100 records. You can see now. It's going to load. It will take some time. Yes, load it. You can see here in the table view. So where we are going to cross check. So you don't need to go for the backend source systems to refer. You can go to the table view, how the data has been looks like. You can observe here itself. Okay. Still, maybe as per my observation, some unwanted or blank, you can see here, add is there. We can also remove that part too. Maybe let me remove it. Go back to the not here. We have to filter this information at Power Query Editor level. We are doing the data cleanup activities or functionalities at Power Query Editor itself. Let's try to filter that information too. Unselect, select it, unselect the SAT. Now you can see 6 columns with 100 records. So in current page, you are currently observing first 100 records only. Then Rajendra, maybe you can ask me how we are going to extract the remaining 588. It's not a good idea to extract again for the second page, third page, fourth page, and fifth page, again and again as a new table. So I'm going to showcase you a trick to get extract all other pages into a single table. That means we need to work on some functions, and also we need to work on some parameter creations to extract the remaining table informations. So how we are going to do that? Please observe here. Let me rename this table one as first 100 companies, Indian companies, capitals. Okay, first 100 Indian cap. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a parameter concept. So why you are creating this parameter? Because I can extract it one by one page by using the website, but I need to think through, I need to combine all the pages, page information, which is holding with 100 records into one single table. To get this done, first I'm trying to create a parameter to store the value of it. So see here, click on this manage parameter, new parameter, giving the parameter name as something like this. Currently we are at pastry, page is the parameter name, and we can choose text data type or maybe none, in the sense it's going to take the by default text type, Let me choose it as a text data type, and current value is 1. Okay, try to create it as a parameter first. Fine. Maybe if you can try to change the current page to 3, is there any change? Nothing. Because we just created a parameter, but we haven't invoked this particular parameter to this table. So how we are going to invoke it? It's as simple as easy. Select your table, go to the source. Here the gear icon is there. Click on it. Go to the advanced, and here if you're observing this particular page is equal to 3. Correct? So what I will do in the sense, I'll just try to remove this number. Okay, page is equal to 3. And let's try to use it. Okay. Is there any change? Nothing. Still it is referring the pastry data. So just now I have created a page parameter. This parameter, I'm going to pass it into my link, the source link. Advanced, instead of make it as an static number, let me pass the parameter which just now we created. So just try to open this ABC parameter and try to call this page parameter. I name it as a page parameter, select it. Now select OK. Now see the difference. See the difference? Let me filter from this page is equal to 1. Page is equal to 1. That means first 100 records. Is that values has been changed? Yes, you can see rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first column, just an identification. This is not the page number. This is the company's rank, not the page numbers. There's a perception like this is nothing but a page number. This is the rank of the company on Indian market capital. Suppose maybe if you can try to change to 2, you can see next 100 records. As I said, this is the rank of it, not the page numbers. See here. Let me change it, the current page to the 5th page, and you can see the last page 5. And maybe 588 records are there. So page 6, these are the next, you can see 70 records. Page 6, we have only 70 records. Let me change it to 7. Just observe the difference. There is no 7th page. You can see the blank data. It's a blank. So totally we are holding with 588 companies. So 6 pages are fine, not the 7 pages. You can see the blank column headers. So what I did, I just created a parameter and I invoked the parameter to my website, right? Fine, still it is a manual stuff. It is still a manual activity. I'm changing the parameter and the data is getting reflected on my first table, but still it is a manual work. How I'm going to pull all 588 records in this table. Here it comes another advanced and important feature, functions. So on the top of a table, to pass this parameter, we are going to create a function. So on each and every table, keep in mind, we can create one function at a time. So why you are creating a function means currently the activity is a manual stuff, manual loading. Manually, I'm changing the information. I want to create and automate it via functions, a dedicated functions. So on this particular table, right click, you can see the create functions, which we are trying to invoke that particular page information dynamically. Okay, instead of static name change, number change. Click on the function, give the function name as something all Indian market cap. Okay, market cap, and it is still referring the page parameter. You can see here parameter is the page. Select OK. So whenever you can create a function, a folder will be get created. You can see here the left hand side a folder, all Indian market capital folder, and our first table with 100 companies, and this is the parameter which we created by using manage parameters, and this is the function. FX stands for a function. So what information we are going to hold in this function? So it's going to hold the complete query. So you can see here, let is the keyword where we are going to get start with the extraction. From this web link, you can see here, this is the website link. And how many number of columns that are holding on this website. These are all information is going to be visible here. You can see this is the complete code. Along with what is a delimiter and comma separator. Comma separator is a delimiter. Along with what are the filters we are using. So we have applied with some advertisement filters has been done. All these functionalities will be get added on this FX, all Indian market capital function. Fine. Still, you created a function. Is that data is available now? No. Still, only 100 records. So what we are going to do here to pull all 588 records, first, the first activity, I'm going to create a blank query to invoke this custom function. So how we are going to create a blank query then? New source, blank query, click on this blank query, a new table with 6 columns, 6 rows. You can see here is equal to curly braces. Instead of creating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, 6 number of rows, I'm using curly braces, curl braces with dot dot 6 so that I can get it a list here. To generate a list, so from this blank query, I'm trying to create a list because I have 6 different pages to extract each and every first 100 records. So I'm trying to create a list by using a blank query. So instead of using enter data with, this concept with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, I'm using to create it as a list 1 to 6. On this list, I'm going to get convert to a table. Please observe how I'm going to convert to a table. It's as simple as easy. This list we can convert to a table. So parameter by default is going to take it as a null. Select OK, blank table. So column one with a blank table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the sense? Because from each and every page we are holding with 100 records, and I'm going to call this function into this query, and each and every row, first page with 100, second page with the next 100 records, third page with the next 100 records, I'm going to add one new column. So what I will do here on this particular column one, add custom column, add column. I'll just try to invoke this function. So how to invoke it? Here we have a default invoke custom functionality. We are going to define this function here. Select it, custom, the new column name is custom, that's fine. And we have to call that function name, all Indian market capital. Once we call that all Indian market capital, you have to call this current page also. You have to call this. Currently, if you are observing the data type is ABC123, we have to give the proper column one with a data type is also text data type instead of a number with text. Try to change it. Okay, first before extracting the new custom function. Now you can go to the add column, invoke custom function. Maybe I'm just using the custom is a new column, Indian market capital. You can see automatically you got it as a column one. Currently it is going to refer the this each and every row. It is going to create a new table, subtable. Let's try to choose one. Select OK. So here, first table, first row, first table which is going to hold with 100 records. Next record. See here, I'm just trying to select here somewhere at the next to the table, next 100 records. Third table, next 100 records. Fourth table, next 100 records, and so on. Fifth and sixth. I want to expand this a custom column now. Just now I have created all Indian market capital. We can expand it. You can see observe left side and right side arrow, expand it. We don't need any prefix to get added to these columns. Unselect it, uncheck. Now select OK. So that you can see the total number of companies. 7 columns totally, 570 records, and you can see the list of records. The first column is not required. Remove it. This is for our reference we created. Remove this first column one. Change the data type by selecting all columns, Control A, and change it to the detect data type so that it will be get detected a valid data types now. And this table, this particular query is going to hold all companies, all Indian market capitals. Let me rename instead of calling it as a query one, all Indian companies. And this first 100 tables, first 100 records, we're not required to load it, unselect it. So this particular sample data set, we are not going to load onto the Power BI desktop. So which will be get impacts the performance. I will disable it, which is holding only 100 records, right? I don't want to load this 100 records into my Power BI. I'm going to play with all Indian companies, market capital companies. Okay. This table should be visible to you on Power BI desktop. Let's try to close and apply. That's it. You can see with all number of rows, total number of records for Indian companies. This is one of the requirement which we will face it maybe if you are extracting the real-time data sets from any internal company's portal or pages. So they're going to maintain some limited number of records on the page. Maybe if you can try to shift from one page to the another page, we can change it also. Okay, it will take some time to get load. So you can see the 300 records has been loaded. Let's see total number of records here. See here, total number of records 588. So which we are going to pull 588 companies list. So it's a kind of a workshop to you. What we have to do in this sense, you can try with global ranking. That means all the companies, 10,415 companies, number of records. Try to do a hands-on at your end. Try to pull 10,415 companies and let me know. If any challenges or something, if you have any issues, please post it there. Okay, I will give my LinkedIn handle as well as my personal mail ID, and also you can reach out to data analytic team so that we can connect and we can explain it to you, maybe if you require some help from our end. So on the top of it, once the data has been extracted, it's as simple as easy to build the data visualization. So maybe I'll just try to pull the name of the companies. There's a list here, and I want to see the price for each and every of the companies. I can see here. So data visualization part, once the data is fully structured and it is cleansed, it as simple as easy to build the data visualization. So here, if you're observing my visualization representation, I can choose the card chart, which is the number, the sum of price, 13.73K dollars. And this is the name of the company wise price. And also maybe we'll just try to check me something here. Today's price. Let's try to do some analysis based on uh, market capital today's instead of market capital. Let me change the name of it. Name of this. Name of it. So you can see that analysis in this way. It's as simple as easy to build the data analysis. Maybe from my customer point of view, I want to do a slicer here by selecting some company. I'm very much interested to see the data for a list of maybe one particular company. I can provide a search option here to them, and I can try to check Borosil, one other company. So we can see that analysis 6.32 is the sum of price. The today's price value 0.10 sum of price value. So this kind of an analysis we can try to, once the data is very cleansed, and we can build the data visualizations by selecting on the right hand side visual pane. Once the report development completed, it's as simple as easy to publish these reports into the cloud-based environment. That's what I said. So my report done. Example, this is one of the report. Let's try to save it. Give something like demo on market capital and try to publish it into the cloud-based environment. So it is another environment. Currently, this is the development environment. We will publish it into a dedicated environment where we will try to create a dedicated workspace and we can get connected. This is the app.powerbi.com. So we can just try to type it in the search option as well. I mean, web browser app.powerbi.com. It will be get open a Power BI web services. And here we can create a dedicated workspace and we can publish the completed report. So how we are going to create a workspace? Just now we discussed, right? So workspace is nothing but a repository where we are going to store our data set, which we are calling it as a semantic model and report. So we can create it new workspaces. So these are all the different workspaces. We can create a dedicated workspaces for our reports and we can publish it into the dedicated workspace. Let me publish in one of the created workspace. Maybe I'll just try to use community node. Select it. And this particular demo, PBX file, it should be visible to you on the Power BI services now. So community node, this is one of the workspace. Once it is published, we can also see the notification. So it has been successfully published option here. See here, publishing to the Power BI services. It's published. So just try to refresh here the cloud-based. So why you are using another environment? To business point of view, they want to see a clear insights, clear visuals, not the development activities like visuals and your tables. They don't need it. They just need the numbers. They just need the visuals. So in such case, we need a dedicated environment here. So just now I have published with the name demo. You can see here, demo just now we published along with your semantic model. So once you open this demo report, you can see the visuals that you have been created, some card visuals, some bar charts and so on, right? From here, we can start sharing these reports to the customer. So we'll just try to add some name, like let me share it with some person. send it. So this person is going to share or receive an email ID, and he can try to view this report development which we done. Example, this is the process. Like one of the report, maybe I want to give an access to this report. This is completed. Just try to click on the share it. You can share it from this part. Okay, from this. Maybe the teams wise or copy this, and maybe if there are already having an access, we can share it via share access to. Okay. It's as simple as easy. So fine. So you have published this report. So what is the purpose of using data? I mean, like as I said, right? Data management gateway. So if you're observing currently those are the numbers, maybe the tomorrow the numbers will be get changed because it's a website, right? On this demo data set, which you are observing dots semantic model data set, here we are going to configure the data refreshes by using the settings. We have to make use of data flow. So here, discover it. It's a completely website extraction. So sensitivity, if you want to get it configured here also, we can do it. And it's a completely web page, right? We can schedule it. Example, let me showcase you one report which looks how we are going to schedule it. 1 second. Let me open some another. Yeah, because it's a website extraction, right? It's a completely direct data flow from website to your report. So here, if you're observing settings, gateway configuration. So here we need to pass the credentials, website credential. I mean, website there is no, it's a public website. Maybe if you're connecting via data from SQL Server or some flat files, we have to pass it the data credentials via Gateflow, data management Gateflow, and here we have to schedule it as per the data availability. So if you can little down, refresh option is there. We can schedule it as per the backend data availability. Maybe my data, new data will be get available early morning at 5 a.m. means I can schedule it maybe at the time of 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. so that my new numbers will be get visible to me on completed report on services itself. We no need to republish it again and again. So this is the complete process flow to get this done a report development. Fine. Coming to this, if you're observing, we just completed the report development. Then you said something like a dashboard, what it is means for. So we can prepare a dashboard in the cloud itself. That's what I said. So at a glance, if you're observing multiple pages are there, I want to view important visualizations on each and every page. In such a scenario, I can pin it. I can pin it in the form of a dashboard. So maybe this number is very important to me. So let me pin it as an market cap. Pin it. And this visual is important to me. Let's try to pin it. Market cap only. Pin it. So maybe in the second page, I'm trying to develop something on my Power BI second page. Let me add some number. Okay. Price value and today's price, two numbers are there in the page 2. Let's try to republish it. Republish. From page 2, I have two important metrics here. Publish it. Yeah. Select the workspace. So we already published it, right? It is republishing. Replace it. It's as simple as easy. No need to worry about it, how the processing part and all. So just now published. Let's try to refresh now. Page 2, we can see two different charts. That is, I mean, card visuals with two different numbers, today's and market capital numbers. So maybe I'm interested with today's price. Let's try to pin this one under the same dashboard, market cap. So from page 4, we picked few visuals, and page 2, we picked one of the important. So instead of my customer to view all these pages, I have created a dashboard now. I can try to view this information via a dashboard. So let's try to navigate to this workspace, dashboard. Dashboard, let's try to filter it also. Market cap, select it. So here we can try to view a dashboard view. So dashboards are not interactive. You can see here the numbers. These are the numbers, and also we can try to realign or readjust it. Okay, and maybe if you want to see the very detailed, you have to select any one of it, any one of the card or else a bar chart. It will be redirect to your report only. At a glance, if you want to view very important numbers in such a scenario, you can create a dashboard instead of observing the multiple pages. This is what we are going to prepare if the customer is asking you to prepare a dashboard or report development. And I have showcased to you how to schedule the reports as well. So with the proper gateway managements, we can schedule this report to automate the data source systems from the backend connections to replicate or else get the new data into your application. Fine. I'm done with this. And if you have any queries, concerns, just try with the complete whole world market capital list with 10,000 plus records are there. And if you have any questions or concerns, I'm happy to answer. And I'm just thank to the data analytic group and organizers so who given an opportunity. And I'm ready to, if you have any queries, you can post it. Hope you like it. And if you have anything, just connect with me in the LinkedIn part. You can see my scanner. You can connect me there. Any questions? Any questions?
Hi, Rajendra.
Hi.
Thank you for the excellent demo session today. Your clear explanation, strong knowledge, and practical insights made a big impact. You made data analytics easier to understand and more engaging for everyone. You truly appreciate your effort and look forward to more great sessions with you. Thank you.
Any questions? Just stopping my screen sharing. If you have any questions, you can post it. Hope you like it. And I'm just trying to stop the recording. And this recording session is available and it will be get visible to you on data analytics platform.